Trading is, at its core, effectively dealing with uncertainty. Now the problem is, us as a species, we hate uncertainty. And that tends to come out amongst a lot of people who are learning to trade in a devastating way. So when we sit down at the charts, we never know what is going to happen. And ingrained in us is a desire to avoid that uncertainty. So if we take a journey back and think about prehistoric times, cavemen, cavewomen coming out of the cave, they're wandering around, suddenly they come across a creature that they've never seen before. It's really large and it looks really fierce. They are filled with uncertainty. It's definitely too big to eat. And I'm not sure if it decides to come for me, I'm going to be able to fight it off. So what do? We turn around and we go the other way. We come across some sort of bush that we've never seen before. I'm not really sure if I can eat this. It might be poisonous. So what do? You turn around and you walk away. Now the problem is for traders, we cannot avoid the uncertainty. We are forced to face it. And what happens instead is that people, they tend to try and sort of outsource their uncertainty. They try and kind of push it away, give it to someone else. Because what they really want to do is they want to avoid the losses. They want to avoid the uncertainty, the fear that comes around entering into a trade and not knowing how it's going to end up. Because the brain, the part of the brain that is focused on prehistoric survival, is telling us, get the hell out of there. I don't know if you're going to survive this. You might lose money, so why are you doing it? And you, as the human in the modern world, are sitting there and saying, I want to be a trader. So you've got this constant internal battle. Now, how does that play out? So I'll give you an example from me. I used to do this a lot. And it's called outsourcing my uncertainty. I used to do my analysis, I used to set up my charts, and I used to get ready for the day. I'd be sitting in front of the computer and this little voice in my head would say, do you really know what you're doing here? Are you really smart enough to be a trader? Have you really done enough studying to be a trader? And I would start to get doubtful. And so what I would do is I would go onto the internet, I would go onto Twitter, I would go onto trading forums, and I would look at what other people were saying. And what tended to happen is they would be saying something completely different from me. So let's say I came into the FTSE and I was looking to, okay, if it hits this level, it's a really good level of resistance. I go onto these forums or I go onto Twitter. Twitter was the absolute worst. I used to find myself on there all the time. I'd be scrolling down and this person, who I've never met before, I don't know if they're a good trader. All I see is this glossy picture that they put forward onto social media. They are saying, I'm not interested in this level. It doesn't make sense. If it gets there, I'm going to ignore it. And then what I'd be doing is I would be looking at the charts and I would be even more uncertain. So I'm trying to outsource my uncertainty, remember. I'm trying to make it easier for myself. And what's happening instead is I'm getting more confused. I don't know this person. I don't know if they're trading the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame. I don't know if they're consistently profitable. I don't know if they're living in their mum's basement and pretending to be a trader. I have no idea. And I am putting more faith into their analysis and what they are saying because I'm trying to avoid that feeling. I'm trying to avoid the fear. And what I found happened over and over and over again is I would miss trades, I would take trades from other people who they were sort of posting up about levels, and I would just suffer losses. It just doesn't work. The other way this happens is that you'll find traders, they come to trading and they do want to learn. But there's a big part of them that doesn't really want to learn. And so what they want to do is they want to get signals, they want to go into live rooms. They're trying to outsource the uncertainty. And what happens for the vast majority of people who do that? They continue to lose money. The truth about trading is that you have to 100% start to build the confidence in yourself to deal with the uncertainty. If you do not do that, you are never going to be a consistently profitable trader. That might be hard to hear. It might piss you off a little bit. You might want to click off of the video, but that is the absolute truth. Unless you are willing to put in the work, and I don't mean work as in just staring at charts, I mean the work emotionally, learning how to deal with uncertainty, learning how to ignore it. If you don't do that, you're not going to make the breakthrough to consistently profitable trader, because you're still trying to be that caveman or cavewoman who sees the animal they've never seen before, and you turn and you try and run away. You're trying to keep yourself safe. When in reality, with trading, your trading plan, your back testing, your trading analysis, those are the things that keep you safe. But you have to then be willing to face the uncertainty. And the only way to build that up in yourself is to start doing it over and over again. You have to learn to be fearful and still execute your plan. You have to learn to look at the charts and think, I don't really know what's going on here, so I'm just going to wait. You have to learn that losses are all part of trading. So that would be the creature turning around, chasing after you and eating you alive. You lose money. But with trading, you don't die. You get yourself back up, you're really frustrated. You go for a walk to clear your mind, and then you come back and you're absolutely fine and you're ready to go again. If you are willing to face your uncertainty rather than outsourcing it, you start to learn. Slowly, incrementally, you start to build up the ability to trade effectively. Because what you're doing is you're learning your trading plan, you're learning the markets, but you're also teaching yourself that you're no longer living in a cave. Or maybe you are living in a cave, I don't know. But most likely you're not. Most likely you are able to sit down at a computer, you're able to take trades. If you have a loss, it's not going to kill you. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, yes, then you have to learn. And you outsource your learning. You find out the best things to do, the things that suit you. But that is not going to translate, unfortunately, because if it did, I would never have learned how to trade. It's not going to translate into you being able to outsource your uncertainty, outsource your finances, have someone else do it for you. You have to take responsibility. You have to be willing to learn. That's the truth of it. That's what I had to learn the hard way. Now, I do not go onto Twitter. The only time I'm on is if I'm posting something or if I get a notification. If I ever get the desire to go onto Twitter and scroll down, I know if I see something, someone's posted something about the market that I'm trading, I know when I take a trade, it's going to play in my head. And what it's actually going to do when I'm trying to reduce uncertainty, it's going to increase it. Because now suddenly I've got a conflicting message. And suddenly I can start to doubt myself. And I can start to say, well, that guy's profile was really nice. He's posted about a lot of winning trades. He says when he wins 10 grand at a time. He surely knows more than me. Who am I? Why am I taking this trade? What do I know? I'm not an expert in finance. And all these things, they start to build in your head and they start to create mistakes. And when you start to create mistakes, they start to snowball. And then the uncertainty really piles onto you. So if you want to become a consistently profitable trader, you have to be willing to face your uncertainty. It's difficult. It's one of the hardest things you're ever going to do. I can guarantee that. But if you do it, if you focus on small improvements, little daily improvements, focusing on your mistakes, learning to analyze a market a little bit better, learning to get into a trade and then follow your trading plan rather than letting your fear take over. If you do that, you have a very good chance of coming out the other end and being able to deal with your uncertainty. Okay guys, as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a fantastic trading month. We're just into March. I'm James Orr and thank you.